Hello everybody, welcome back by a new video, and today it's time for another collection video, and this time about these two CEDER fixtures. So the Lightronics CEDER is, as you can see, a postal fixture, and these are the new fixtures they are using for replacements in my city. And I mean, they're nothing too fancy, but they have two versions, as you can see. We have the frosted one on the left and the clear one on the right. I prefer the clear one. That one looks a lot nicer. I don't think this one looks that bad. I mean, it's not really my style, but still, I don't think they are terrible. The light coming from this fixtures is also pretty nice. The frosted one looks a lot cheaper, but that's also because they don't have that cover inside that these have, so you can kind of look directly into the LEDs, which is something that I don't like as much. But yeah, I think we placed these fixtures in, started putting up these fixtures in February, and I think we've placed 50 total or something like that, and already 10 of them came back damaged and everything. They aren't very durable, they really aren't. The ball is made out of plastic, which seems to be very durable at the start, but I'm sure if you like smack it really hard it will get damaged, which if you do that with one of these fixtures, for example, that would just hurt your hand and nothing else. So but the part where these fixtures actually fall flatter on their faces is you have that little metal thing right in the middle. Those mostly break from this part right here, which causes the entire thing to pretty much fall apart. And that happened with these two, but since there's like this little cover here, I managed to put everything back together underneath and put that cover back on, and now they're actually usable again. So that problem is pretty easy to fix, but we've also had a lot of these where just this was broken and everything. So, but yeah, as you can see on the aluminium canopy right here, we actually have the option for Philips CityTouch on there, which aren't, I mean they can be, but aren't necessarily photocells. These are pretty much devices that like make so you can dim the fixtures and program them and everything. Something that I'm not very much into, so can't really explain too much about it. This one doesn't have that thing anymore. We reused it, but we have these covers for that as well. So let's open. I mean, I'll just put one aside since the inside of the fixtures is pretty much the exact same. So let's unscrew this screw right here, and which is very common for most postal fixtures right here. Always, it's a very good system, always works and everything. Something that is very smartly done about these things right here is the fact that you can actually you have a lot of grip on these things, so you can, if they're in 10 or 20 years rusted onto it, you can like pretty much still probably get these open, which is very nice. But yeah, this one's almost open, and then we have the tire cover with everything coming off. And then when we look inside, we have the driver right here, which is a 22 watt driver. So this thing saves, compared to the 36 watt fluorescence we use here, saves quite a lot of energy. So this one is, I mean, for as far as you can call these things old, since they've been starting to use them since February this year. This is one of the older ones. They still have this system for these Philips CityTouch, which is just this plug basically that you put into right here, but it's not a very good system, to be honest. I mean, we've had many instances where when you place a pole with this fixture on it and you go like drill around it, and everything, or put back the stones routed or whatever. These can actually get loose already, and we've had many instances where we had to come back because this plug was loose. But they've actually, that's the only difference, they have actually improved on that with that fixture, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, the inside outside of that is nothing special. We have some information right here. And right here too. So yeah, this is pretty much the inside. We can also access the bowl, which is nicely done. Not too difficult, but I still won't do it because it's quite annoying. But you can unscrew these two things, and then you can take the entire plate with the LEDs off. But then the rubber strip on this fixture tends to fall apart, and it's very hard to get it back onto it properly. So not going to force that. And you can also loosen the unit here, which is also really nicely done. It's a very easy fixture to maintain, that's one thing. But let's put everything back together and get a look at the light that comes from these fixtures. So let's turn these both on. So yeah, they are light-wise equally as bright, but one actually hurts the eye way more than the other, and that's the one on the right, which is the frosted one. But since there's a cover close to the LEDs, you can look directly in them. But they are both pretty bad for the eyes, not gonna lie. Way worse than say a fluorescent or a low pressure sodium fixture. But yeah, they are both warm white, as you can probably see. And I mean, their light isn't as bad or as cold as, it's not very different from a fluorescent bulb, for example. But yeah, outside of that, there's not much more to say. I'll zoom in on the LEDs for a bit. We have two on each side, which is actually one thing that I like. Kinda reminds me of those poster fixtures with 2x18 more PLLs in them, which is a thing that I like. But yeah, that's pretty much what they look like. So thanks for watching. Have a nice day, and see you in the next video. And let me know what you think about these ones.